Alright, and we are testing to see if this chat box widget works because it's being a pain in my butt. Alright, and we are testing to see if this chat box widget works because it's being a pain in my butt. Alright, and we are testing to see if this chat box widget works because it's being a pain. Well, that's weirdly obnoxious. Gosh darn it. I am not quite sure how to make this work.
Shit in the Streamlabs OBS editor as they would on your stream. If you aren't using Streamlabs OBS, you can place the widget by placing the URL from the top as a browser source.
I have no idea how I would fix that. That's obnoxious. Alright. Well, you know what? We're just gonna have to figure out the chat box at a later date because I am not... I don't have the patience. I don't. Yeah. Okay, well, maybe next time we can figure out what the heck's going on with that. Alright. Let's see if we can't fix this chat box. I'm annoyed, honestly. Yeah, no, I know you can still see and hear me, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to display the chat box so people who watch the stream can see what you've said and what other viewers have said. But that is not working, and I'm thinking that's a setting issue. I think it's... There we go, F11. Okay. Forgive me while I sort a thing or two out. Come on. Nope, we are still crashing if we do that. That's great. This is just a test right now. I'm trying to figure out a few settings. Come on, load up, game, load up. Yeah, I know you don't want to load. I know. Thank you. We are going back to windowed mode because you cannot be trusted. Okay. Alright, let's add a source. There we go. Now that we're live, Let's see if we can't get it to work. Alright, we will fuck around with things later. For now, we're just gonna go with what we've got. What am I going to build now? Sorry, I know this is boring to just stare at. Give me another few seconds and I will have figured out just what the hell I want. Well, I need to build a new house is the thing. But I need iron because I don't have shears, so I can't cut. Refuse. Guess I gotta go find some freaking iron. Jackpot. I hope. Gosh. Spoke too soon, didn't I? But on the coal at least. Now, since no one's watching, pause. We're gonna see if we can't fiddle with settings for a moment or two since the music's not playing. Oh, you're back. Okay, well. Let's see if this is any good. issue with the chat box. Let's see if I can do something real quick. There we go. Okay. It's working in at least one end. Oh, that's like a... We're just figuring out what music to use. Also, yeah, it is elbow cough, not whooshes in, which is kind of a cute misunderstanding. Yeah, I like the music choice too, but it was unfortunately only about 3 minutes long. Not sure why this one is not playing. Oh, because I'm a dumbass. My bad. I may or may not have had it on mute, yes. I was doing a thing earlier where I was seeing if my chat box was showing up. I think it's working now, but earlier I was testing while it was streaming and I didn't want to have double or triple audio going because that's just really obnoxious. Horsies, you will be my friend soon. That was creepy as all hell. My apologies to the horses. Oh, give me like 2 seconds, I have to adjust my desktop audio. I do this all manually by hand, so I'm like adjusting what is loud and what isn't, and it's a whole thing. Okay, there we go. So, like, basically... Where was my live chat box? I had that going. History... There we go. Sorry, we're just putting the pop-out chat box back. Yep, I know we popped out. That was intentional. Nope. No, I don't want it on this screen. Come on, thank you. There we go. Okay. Sorry, I fixed my thing, so now I can adjust audio as needed. Let me know if my microphone is too quiet so I can adjust things some more. same hole I was in. Okay. We need mines that go somewhere. That's a chasm. Alright, we're going to the chasm. Yeah, it probably is. You might also not be live, because on my stream it's showing actually the messages show up on the stream before they show up on my chat box, so who knows, honestly. We're gonna go rob that village for some wheat real quick. Oh, a donkey, good. I love donkeys. You need donkeys. See, I love this village because they built all their little crop areas down over the water, and I love that. That's the best. But I'll have to figure out how to make this canal work, because this river goes right through the village. Anyways. God, my herds are huge. Sorry, chicken, didn't mean to hit you with your offspring. That was rude of me, I do apologize. Oh, I wish my hair would stop being such a pain in the ass. There we go. It's a really good thing no one can see my face because I look ridiculous. There we go. Nope. That was close. I love that that's a maneuver I've pulled off like 1,000 times now, and still every time I drop into a gorge, I'm like, I'm gonna piss myself. Well, I appreciate your compliments on my hair, but it looks like a bird's plumage right now, so, you know. I'm not exactly trying to attract the attention of a cockatiel over here, and yet that is exactly what I look like I'm trying to do. Here we go. Iron, iron, iron. All of the iron. Which actually reminds me that birds can get turned on by humans and like find them sexy, which is the weirdest fact that I've ever been cursed with knowing. Because for some godforsaken reason, birds have decided that humans might make good mating partners, and I just sat here like I didn't need this information. I have this information. I don't want this information. Can I please return this information? No, no, okay, fine. Great. And of course, I learned this while I was living in a house with a bird that had the unfortunate habit of doing mating dances with humans. I was like, great. Please don't do that near me. Alright. That water can take us down. Come on. Come on. Thank you. Yeah, I'm not kidding about the bird thing. It's not all birds, but... Listen, I made a point to travel all over this country and get to know interesting people, and I have learned about a lot of interesting things. Some of them I wish I could unlearn, but you know, you don't get a choice all the time. Yeah, mating dances. Hi skeleton, bye skeleton, fucking fucker skeleton. Water. Oh my god, let me go in you. Jeez, that was just obnoxious. You're gonna be really distressed to learn what birds do with their cloacas, then. Pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right, but I don't really care to pronounce the birds' bits right, so. Just existentially, birds are a little bit much, honestly. Like, they didn't need to be like that. But God was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna make a really horrifying creature, you know, existentially, but I'm gonna make it really cute. So that way everyone's like, oh, how cute it is, and then they learn about it and they're like, oh god, what? Like, I'm 90% sure that that was the motivation. They do things that I'm not saying on a YouTube stream. Nope, we are not in fact discussing what birds do with their bird junk on a stream. And I am out of coffee already. Gosh darn it. Yeah, it's a date. I'll tell you about the bird's reproductive system later. It'll be very romantic. Actually, as a humorous aside, my mom apparently thought that I'd broken up with my boyfriend because she heard me calling you hun. So, like, not sure how I feel about that one. I guess she thought I moved on with someone from an entirely different country than me. The hell if I know? I don't understand my mother. Well, like, yeah, let me just migrate to your country and we can date. That'll work out great. I'm being so sarcastic right now. I do not need more coffee right now. There we go. Now all of China knows not to fall in a giant fucking hole. I'm so offbeat. That was bad. Well, that's a hole in the ground. Yeah, I see you trying to flank me. The answer is fuck no and fuck you. I hear you vooping, Enderman. How about you stay over there with your voops, You stay far over there. No zombies. No, 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 no. See, this is why we can't get coffee, because I'm already awake and alert because of these guys. Thought I heard you. There's the village. Oh, the sun is rising, thank goodness. Well, we're headed back towards the district I'm making. God, the sunrise is pretty. We'll have to wait till the sun comes up a little bit more, then I can show you what my plan is. So basically there are 4 villages, and my goal is to link them all together somehow into one big southern city on this continent. Or at the very least, close to. Oh, sorry, I'm stretching. My shoulders are killing me. And I'm gonna start over here because this one is on a giant mountain-esque thing. So I'm starting over there, and I'm probably gonna go along the coastline down to that, because that just makes sense. But let me get my iron started, and then I'll show you the hill. Yeah, it's totally what I wanted to do. Okay, we need 5 iron, so we're just gonna wait a minute because we gotta finish what we're doing. In the meantime, we will drop off some of our goodies. There we go, I just need to make some smooth stone. Alright. It's gonna be a little foggy, so let's do this. So that's the village on the hill over there, and what I'm doing is I'm going to be turning this hill into an entire district. And then from there I'm going to build outward. It's perhaps not the best place to start, but it's fairly secure. And I can build into the walls and stuff, into those little chasms. So about like 50% of my building work is already done because I've got all those steep canyons and grades everywhere. So all I have to do is build like into them. That way, rather than building a house with 4 walls as a freestanding thing, all I have to do is build about 2 of the walls. Or 3 at the most, and the other walls will be just straight up like the cliff sides. That's the one thing I love about building against cliffs, is it makes your life easier. You have to build a lot more walkways, but in terms of like building material, you need less. Oh, well, that's right there. That's nice. Yeah, that is extra dramatic. Let's go with something a little calmer. Well, it's not a canyon, it's cliff sides. But yeah, I'm gonna be building into this giant hill. Yeah, but they don't really do anything. And I need them torn down because I'm gonna build a bunkhouse right here. Alright, here comes the fun part. Here we go. Actually, yeah, let's put that there. Let's, my eyes are blurring very annoyingly. I'll be right back. I am gonna get more coffee. Oof. And move a little. And we are back. Sorry. I nearly face-butted a cactus. That was not enjoyable. The thing about living in my house is that my father grew up in both Arizona and Alaska. If you know, like, anything about U.S. geography, you know that Arizona and Alaska are not similar. Arizona is a southern desert. Alaska is a northern frozen hellscape, I suppose. It's gorgeous, but, yeah. And so, my dad has kind of got this mixed idea of what things to grow and what plants to have and this, that, the other. So, we have cacti. Like, all over. We live in the north. We live, not Alaska north, but north. And yet my father collects cacti. And they're sitting just right at face height in the downstairs bathroom. And I cannot count the number of times I've nearly smacked my face into a cactus without thinking about it. It was worse at his office at work when he used to work. Just everywhere. Cacti. What I'm doing now is I'm setting it up so, I'm basically going to be building houses out in the bay, but first I've got to tear down this house, because it's in the way. That rhymed. And I'm building a staircase up to the top of the mountain. So that way the villagers can get up and down, which means the villager down here can feed the others and make babies. This is very intense music, actually. I'm going to... Well, that's pretty intense, too. Okay. I just pulled up a live thing of music, and like, there's role-playing going on in the chat box of that, and I'm just going to pretend I did not see that. It's not good. See, I can jump up this and figure it out, but the villagers are not that smart. Ooh. Anyways, back we go. Let's figure out how the fuck to do this. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to bring you down a friend, but I gotta really work at this. In the chat box is where it's going on, and it's the usual, like, little asterisks. It's the stuff you do when you're first getting into it, and it's not really good. You're just randomly doing it wherever. You know, like those 1 or 2 line little things. I sound like such an elitist. I should feel bad, but I really don't, honestly. I can acknowledge where I came from, and it was trash. Let's work out the properties real quick. Done. There we go. Anyways. Yeah, see, he's going up because he's got too many crops, so he's going up there to make some babies. Let's see if he can find another villager. Come on, no, no. Yeah, it's like those little wolves kind of thing, you know, the sniffing, the growling, the stuttering. Oh god, the stuttering. I remember the stuttering days where every character was like shy and stuttering. Oh jeez. I just... I'm having flashbacks to my early roleplay days now, and it's not pretty. That's a sword. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah, we can make it work. Okay. Here we go. Alright. Man, I remember being a baby role player. It was not pretty. Also, I found a chat on a YouTube music stream to be an interesting place to do that. I would just like to point that out. Go. Incoming staircase. I need to open a window. There we go. Let some of that just above freezing air in. I think my desire to roast, like, really bad roleplay good fanfiction, like, not to people's face, just, you know, between me and friends, is because, like, I used to be that person, because we all used to be that person. Like, we all used to have those really terrible roleplay days where we were just, I want to say like Wattpad style, but that's like the newer version. It was like fanfic.net, not even like AO, what is it? Archive of Our Own, that thing. Archive of Our Own, AO3, that's right. See, I'm too old for that. I'm too fucking old. I'm an old man. I don't understand the youth. That was a stupid joke. Check my audio levels real quick. We are good. Okay. There we go. Oh my god. Okay, so like with their names, they've got little tags that say, you know, what their character is, and one's like a god, part jaguar, and I'm just, why is it always predator animals? Why is it always the really cool animals? That's my question, I think. It's like, it's the only person I ever knew around that age that was like, no, I don't really want a super cool animal, was my friend who wanted a meerkat. Like, I am a meerkat shifter. Forget, like, all the wolves and the badass, like, animals. Like, no, I want to be a meerkat. And I was like, yes, I love you. This stream keeps cutting out, so we're just gonna try something else. I miss the Meerkat, actually. That was a really fun character. Well, the answer to the question is because everyone wants to be cool. Everyone wants to be badass. Everyone wants, to be the awesome animal. It's like, as a younger person, yeah, that appeals. But as you get older, you're just kind of like, why though? You would play a Meerkat. You definitely would. I'm cheating here, but I don't care. There we go. We're gonna close that to land real quick, so we're gonna reload. Also, the older you get, the less it becomes about being, the coolest thing on the block, and it becomes a lot more about, like, what's an interesting story? I mean, obviously there will always be some people who do not grow out of it, but, like, yeah. And I do really think it's something you grow out of. What about the cat? What did I do? Oh, yeah, well, all I really did was get some villagers. Like, straight up, I just got some villager eggs. It's basically so I can make baby villagers. With any luck, I won't have to use those eggs, and I can just toss them. Also, when you're younger and role-playing, you want to be like the coolest thing on the block, or the interesting thing, or whatnot. Like, you're mimicking what you've seen around you, and what appeals to you. And, like, a lot of times, that is the really cool stuff that you've seen in probably young adult. And that's why young adult really gets given a hard time by older folks, because it's like, when you're a teen, it's really cool stuff, but when you get bigger, you kind of grow out of it, and a lot of people actually feel really awkward that they ever had a stage where they thought young adult stuff was really cool. It's like, well, of course you do. There's always going to be that part of you at that age that wants to be the hero of your own story. It wants to participate in some really cliche things. And as you get older, the cliche stuff stops being interesting. You don't want to be, a demigod, or, this really cool, awesome creature, or, a fallen angel, or this or that. Like, because you've been saturated with that. You've seen that all over, all the time. So you look at it, you're like, nah, what's this iteration gonna be different in, Like, I've seen it 1,000 times. I've seen 1,000 different kinds of pretty boy vampire, 1,000 different kinds of brooding, dark fallen angels, or bad boys, or whatever. You know, give me something new, give me something interesting. So your tastes kind of change, and I wouldn't say refined, because I think refined's the bad. I think refined makes it sound like, you know, these interests aren't refined and aren't worth respect. But I think also you have to put those things in the context that they are in. It's for teenagers, and teenagers aren't too interested in, you know, nuanced stories of adult life and struggle. They're more interested in freedom and exploration and all that interesting stuff, and a lot of it's too interpersonal angst is definitely a big thing that teens are interested in, because that's something they deal with a lot. There's actually a discussion I was looking at recently that why young adults, and why a lot of young adult fan fiction and all of that idolizes college and stuff, and, you know, that period in life, and it's because that is the point where they get freedom. So, like, you get all these ideas from people who've never had that freedom or independence on what that freedom or independence might look like. And in their mind, it looks pretty interesting. It's very accurate. You know, you see them, like, going to strip clubs every night and partying and meeting all these interesting people, and it's like, well, that is their idea of what that might be like. There was actually a whole video I was watching on this about fake Tumblr stories and why they all follow a similar format. It's because that's a teen's idea of what adulthood might be like. And I think that's actually really interesting, honestly. Alright, now we're going to walk this road a bit over here. And as we get older and we become adults and we're like, yeah, I'm not sure I want to idolize or fantasize about that anymore. And our focus shifts, what we find interesting changes, and we're kind of like, I don't want to say bothered, but there's this whole thing to be said about cringe, and how people cringe because they see themselves in something and they try to distance themselves from it. And I think it's easy to see where, you know, a bunch of adults see goofy teen them who didn't fully understand about things but wrote prolifically about it anyways and put it out on the internet. Especially writers. And now they look back and they're like, oof, wish I hadn't put my name on that. I mean, I've got some stuff like that too. It is called Jesus Poetry, and it's terrible, and I'm just gonna pretend that I forever live with the fact that the one thing I got published is, like, religious poetry. I'm not over that. I'm never gonna be over that. I'm still a little, like, wish you could see what I'm doing, but ducking and hiding my head, like, nope, Oh, you read some religious poetry by Fox? Yeah, not me. Sorry. You're looking for the other Fox Loki, son. Yeah, you know, it's terrible. It must be such a common name. Like, I will not acknowledge that that was me. It was by Sarah Z. Sarah Z, if you're an American, because I'm an American. And it's called Opa Homeless Style. And it's a really, really good video. It's really funny, it's really interesting. And it talks about how, like, these spaces we see as cringe and all that, and these narratives and stories we see as cringe, and these styles of, you know, role-player writing we see as cringe, are really just teenagers spreading their wings, and our visceral discomfort with teenage things. Are you two going to have a baby? Please have a baby. We need babies. don't like this. This is obnoxiously slow, but alright. Also, there's really something to be said about the fact that teenagers definitely lack nuance. And that's just the nature of being a teenager. Teenagers and young adults, before the brain finishes forming, and it's like interesting, to say the least. Yeah, and the really interesting thing about cringe, too, is that a lot of times when we're cringing at something, we're not cringing at it because it's bad. We're cringing at it because we are uncomfortable seeing how close or similar we are to something. Or we feel uncomfortable with the idea that we could be like that. And I think that's a big part of why, you know, a lot of writers who had fanfic days or whatever, which is most writers, really distance themselves from those times in that period in their life, and they're like, they hide or are ashamed of the fanfic or the stories they used to write. And the reality is that they are just learning, and you are way behind, by the way, you're super laggy. But they are just learning how to write, and they are just learning these skills and how to tell a story that is not simplistic. You know, we've talked about this before, but a big part of my work is the meta aspects of the story. It's not just, you know, writing a book, it's how a book is put together. And a big part of that is a learned skill. Because you can read all the books you want, and that is a good thing to do. Keep reading books if you want to be a writer. But one of the things that you'll learn is that just because you've read a lot of books doesn't mean you know how to put a story together. You'll pick up things, you know, obviously that's the whole point of read a lot, learn a lot, is that you kind of figure out, you know, how things go together, and how a story's supposed to work, the elements of a story. You probably learned in English class and hated your teacher for it because your teacher was like, the blue curtain signified his sadness. They were just fucking blue. Get over it. It's not. But just because you know how the things go together doesn't exactly mean you know how to execute it properly. And that's one of the big things that a lot of young writers struggle with, is they've got a lot of really cool ideas, and they have a general gist of how a story looks. Big air quotes. But they don't really have the full ability to put it together themselves yet. So what we're seeing is someone who has a lot of interesting ideas, isn't quite sure how to execute them, and doesn't have the same nuance as an adult would. And that's not, you know, out of any failing of their own, it's simply because they just don't. Yee, come on, villager. Okay, come on. Let's go make babies, yeah? No? Okay. Yeah, it's that stigma that you have, the shame of, you know, what you wrote, what you were interested in, and da-da-da-da-da. Well, if you didn't write fanfic, also, a lot of people who roleplay didn't write fanfic, they just went straight into roleplay. And there were other people who did fanfic first, then went to roleplay, and then there's people who just never did either. But there's a good chunk of roleplayers who started out writing fanfic, and then they realized, oh, there's a community of people who write fanfic, but live action, kind of. You know, chat role-playing. and that takes a chunk of the burden off of them. And then there's people who role played and who were like, oh wait, I can do this myself. I don't have to have another person. I don't have to search for a partner. I can just write whatever the heck I want. And a lot of times those two things are intertwined. For me, I never wrote fanfic. There you are, farmer. That was never a me thing. Oh, well, it's kind of a running joke. It depends on where you went to school, but in America, standardized school, it kind of basically went by the same curriculum for everyone. Yes, they're using the staircase, thank goodness. Come on, buddy, no, down. Use the staircase. And depending on where you went to school, it might have followed a similar curriculum, because they all kind of piggybacked on each other. But it's that whole idea of using, like, metaphor and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da to convey a point, and da-da-da-da. It's a basic building block, but it's not exactly super accurate, because a lot of times writers aren't saying, the curtains were blue, and they're saying the curtains were blue because they like the color blue and they thought it would look pretty in the curtains. But using that kind of basic straightforward symbolism really helps teach children and, you know, young people what it looks like. Okay. I think we might have to use the eggs because the villagers are being giant babies about this. Let's use one egg. There we go. Where are you going? Really? Like, really? Yeah, that's not where I want to put a composter, actually. There we go. There's a composter. Yes, you turned into a farmer. Please and thank you. Good job. But yeah, sorry, I got distracted. The curtain thing is just a really simple and easy example of a kind of, I don't know if it's metaphor or whatever, but the visual kind of demonstration of mood, theme, etc., etc. But like most things that we learn at that age, you know, teachers are kind of going ham with it, and they're kind of like, yes, the blue curtains have so much meaning, and the author's usually just like, no, they don't. Didn't really mean that much, actually. Alright. Who is messaging me on Discord? Yeah, they're farmers. It's just blue. That's it. There's no special metaphor. But it's a good example. So, like, teaching-wise, if you want to do that, you would use something like that. So it just kind of became one of those standards that we used to be like, hey, if you want to understand metaphor, look at this thing. And it was like, not really. And you also got to remember when you're teaching younger folks things, gosh darn it, come on. Go. Jeez. Anyways, as I was saying, when you're teaching younger folks things, you gotta remember that you have to keep it pretty simplistic and you can build on it later. So like, yeah, we understand it's not about the mood, it's just the curtains were blue because we are older, more experienced writers at this point. There they go. Good job, you're making babies. Proud of you. Oh wait, my water house is over here. There's a baby villager. Good job. Also, there's a bit of difference between, you know, ambiance and metaphor, which, like, does not get mentioned as much as it should, I think. There we go. Sorry, I need more dirt. Give me like 2 seconds. So for example, like when I'm setting a mood, I'm obviously describing certain things in certain ways, but I'm setting a mood. I'm not like, you know, the curtains aren't reflecting that my character is sad. The blue curtains are reflecting that this, for example, might be a bit more of a sincere scene, or a bit more of a despondent scene, or da-da-da-da-da. So, yeah, yes and no. There we go, that's where they are. Okay. Yeah, give me a minute. I have to plant some crops first. Yeah, but it's not like a metaphor for the character's mood so much as it's the feeling the author wants you to have as you read. So, like, you know, the ambiance of the really heart-racing scene with the dragon in Heart of the Dragon, which I did not execute as well as I could, but, you know, we'll work past that. Well, that's annoying. We'll fix you later. Obviously I want a lot of tension built up around that scene, so my goal is to make the setting around it feel kind of intense. So, you know, you got the charred corpses, you got the beach, glassing over, you got the heat, you got the rickety da-da-da-da, yeah. Sorry, baby, I took your bed. I know, I'm really mean. Oh gosh, no. Heart of the Dragon is not a good example because I bollocked that one up real good. It's not great. It could be so much better, but we'll go with it. Yeah, why would I want to put that on the composter rather than, oh, I don't know that. Villagers, I made you stairs. You make them a staircase and they're just like, absolutely not. They're just like, no thank you, we will climb the mountainside. What do you mean that is dangerous? It does not seem dangerous. Like, I specifically... Alright. Do you see the staircase? Do you see the staircase you're literally climbing on? Use it. You go up it. I hate you too. The stairs are perfectly accessible and the villagers can deal with it. Yeah, just encourage the villagers to be terrible. Go right ahead. They can judge me all they want. I made them a beautiful staircase. Yeah, keep insulting my staircase. See what happens to you. Alright, I know what we're doing next. Here comes the really boring part. really boring part is that we're going to level this area and make it flat. So that way we can build houses. Boring, 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 boring. How can we make this more interesting? Chunk by chunk, we destroy the wall. I need better pickaxes. I hate this. Hey, maybe you could take the staircase down, you stupid villager. Instead of hovering around up there. Oh, okay. The nice beautiful staircase that I built isn't good? Oh, okay. Alright, fine. Fuck you too. Perfect. Sorry, baby. Alright. We need There we go. We're just gonna put the barrels in the ceiling and we're not gonna ask questions about how that works. Where's the other farmer? There he is. So you found your way up the mountain, just not through the... Okay. Got it. Terraforming is a pain in my ass. Alright, that does it. We are tearing this down. We're just shaving off the top of a mountain. You know, no big deal. This is the level of petty I have reached. I don't like this anymore. The villagers won't obey me, so I'm just taking the top of their mountain. Maybe if you obeyed me, you'd get to keep your mountain. Mountaintop privileges have been revoked. No more mountaintop. Stop bothering about me and making grunty noises. You lost your privilege. If you want to keep mountaintop privileges, you should have behaved yourself. Yeah, I mean, I could build it back up again, theoretically, if I really felt inclined. It would just be, like, really slow and really frustrating. No, they do not get to keep their privileges. They refuse to understand how the staircase works, and thus forth, they get no mountain privileges. No, they're not gonna make hearts, they're just talking. They don't have enough food to make hearts. There's a staircase right there. You're really going down. Why do they have mountaintop privileges revoked? Because they climb down cliffs. Oh yeah, just lock me in, dude. Yeah, rub it in, rub it in. Rub in that my staircase is totally useless. I will... This is why they lose their mountaintop. This is why I'm flattening everything. Well, not everything. I'm obviously keeping the hill, but I'm like flattening this very tippy top. Yeah, I'm gonna throw some of these villagers off a cliffside just for how much you're rubbing it in. I'm flattening it because it's actually hindering the villagers' ability to get to each other, which is a bad thing. And also, I need the area anyways to build something on. So, like, I'm gonna build a giant castle fort thing up here on this peak so I can overlook everything. So I need a wide base area to do that anyways. But the bonus to that is it also helps the villagers not get confused. Basically, what they're doing is they're climbing this because they're trying to find a way down. Their programming is pretty simplistic and they get confused easily on how to navigate. But like one block in the wrong place can really confuse the hell out of them, so you've gotta make it so the only way they can get around is through the way that you've made, otherwise they'll kind of just throw themselves in random directions because they don't really understand. So this is going to be a big flat area where I can build on and where the villagers don't keep climbing up on top of. Like really the goal is just to make it easier for me and the villagers to navigate. See how he's climbing things even though he has no real reason to be climbing things? It's just because that's how he gets around. He's trying to figure out how to get from one place to another. Alright, I'm gonna turn the music off for a minute and we're gonna use the actual Minecraft music if it'll play. Mostly just because I'm having some lag issues. See, he can't figure out how to get down. Sorry, cat. Come on. Let's just get everything off the top finally. See, he's just following me around because he doesn't really fully understand. Yeah, it's driving me nuts. You have to do a lot of clearing. But we're almost done. This is the last level. Yeah, he's definitely not the most pleasant company either. Wrong one. There we go. One moment. Why is my chat box doing that? I thought I fixed you. There we go. See, even the cats are all the way up here. Okay, we're going to fix that, and then we're going to build one of the first bunkhouses. There we go. Making unscalable cliffs is what we're doing here.